Okay guys, we're in the last section, part 4. Part 4 just says sketch the graph. So we're going to use everything we've been doing in the past 3 videos to give us a sketch of how the graph's supposed to look. Well, let's go to the first section. The first section we talked about the y-intercept. Let me just write y-intercept here. And the y-intercept ended up being 0, -8. So when I go at 0, -8, at 0, -8, that is my y-intercept. That is where the graph is going to cross on the y. So that was step number 1. Step number 2, we got to find our zeros or x-intercepts. We know it's at 2/3 and at -2. So 2/3 as a decimal would be 2/3, 2 divided by 3. That's 0.66666, somewhere around there. Let's use green here. That would be 2/3. Actually, let me use a smaller pen here. 2 divided by 3. And what was the other one? The other one was -2. So -2 is right around there. Those are my zeros. Now, don't forget about multiplicity, guys. Negative at 2/3, it's a multiplicity of 1. So my graph at 2/3 is either going to cross like this or like that, like a line, basically. And -2 has a multiplicity of 2. So if the graph starts on top, it's going to bounce. It starts at the bottom, it's going to bounce. Either way, it bounces like a parabola. So step number 3, let's look at the end behavior. We already discussed this in part 3. We know the graph is going to start down and it's going to end on top. So if I were to do, let's use a different color here. We know it's going to start down here and we know it's going to end over here. Guys, we have everything we need to begin our sketch. So here it is. Let me give you the sketch. It's going to look something like this. We said we start at the bottom. When it touches 2, -2, it's going to bounce like a parabola. Now, I need to touch the y-intercept, so it's going to go like this. And at 2/3, it's going to cross like a straight line. Boom. And we're going to finish off like a on top, because that's what the end behavior said. So this is a basic sketch. How do we check if it's accurate? How about we go with good old Mr. Desmos here, and let's graph the original. Let's go to Mr. Desmos here. Let's put it here double screen, and let's graph this. Well, if I were to put parentheses 3x minus 2 to the power of 2, and then parentheses x plus 2. Oh, I'm sorry. No power of 2. Sorry, no power of 2. Let's just put no power of 2. Let's just put a parentheses x plus 2 to the power of 2. There we go. Well, let's look at this, guys. Is it bouncing at -2? Is it crossing at 0, -8? Is it crossing at 0.666 or 2/3? Did it start below the x? And did it end above the x? Everything seems true. So, like I said, it's not a 100% match, but it's a very accurate sketch. That's what we called it. And once again, if you want to check the intervals, you want to check which ones are positive and negative, look at this. My interval when x is less than 2, when x is less than -2 is negative. Look at that. Negative. Between -2 and 2/3, it's also negative. When x is in between, when x is in between -2, -2 and 2/3, that's negative. And look, when my x is more than 2/3, when my x is bigger than 2/3, it's positive. So also watch out for those intervals, because when it's below the x is negative, when it's above the x is positive. And that's basically how you sketch a polynomial.